Hey, what's up? It's Whistle, and welcome back to Timberborn. In our last episode of Timberborn, we expanded a little bit out towards our dam building colony, which we had a viewer name Drought Defenders, which is a pretty phenomenal name, to be honest. So yeah, we started on this dam here to hold back the water. We also made some improvements on our main city town thing as well. We gave them a temple as well as a labor monument. And we expanded farms a little bit as well because we ran into a food issue which seems to have sorted itself out. Knock on wood. Where's the tree? There, I knocked on it. So, I did a couple things off camera in between episodes. Nothing too crazy, and we're just kind of waiting on it all to get built. But I put a forester up here because I realized that this dam's going to take us a little bit. So I want to definitely get going on some logs up here. Plus, this is going to be a bunch of land that we can just go ahead and start farming for trees. And this could just be an additional wood source for us as the game progresses. So that is definitely something I'm going to do. I don't know why past Whistle didn't do it, but here we are. Never procrastinate. It never really works out, and you're always upset at yourself. The other thing that I did, I just put a couple houses in up here. So we're just waiting on those to get built as well. I do have 7 beavers now, I guess, in this little colony. So this will at least be able to hold 6 of them. I don't really want to have too many houses because I don't want this to start booming in population yet. I want to get food secured first, which again, it looks like we're doing. We're already up about 200 food or so from where I started the video, maybe 100, but definitely going positive. And yeah, so hopefully relatively shortly we'll be able to get this going. I also, if you guys remember in the last video, I started just chopping down all of these trees here. So hopefully that little pathway should wind up getting all of them. Just to get us a quicker source of logs than the ones that are growing. Because these are growing a little bit slow. It's obviously a nice and steady production, and this is a pretty large field of trees, so we will be getting plenty as the game goes on. But for building larger projects like this, you could use all the trees you can get. And I also do want to thank all of my viewers, so every single one of you watching this right now, because I just had my first video that hit 100 views. So if I remember, I will put a little picture up in post. But I believe it was episode 10 of the series, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out. But that's just wild to me because 100 people, that's a lot of people. Imagine walking into a room, there's just 100 people, and all of them are just paying attention to what you're doing. I mean, I know everybody's not going to stay around the whole video, which is totally fine. I get it. Everybody watches YouTube differently. But still, 100 people decided to click on my video, and I am beyond grateful for that. So thank you guys so much. But yeah, so I sped up time to 2 times here. So we're just going to kind of get going. I did set the forester and the stairs going up to it to the highest priority because I want this to get done so we can start planting trees. And for right now, everybody is a builder here, I believe. Or I have 1 unemployed, so I'll just use that 1 unemployed beaver to get the forester going. And then once the trees start, maturing, then I can take somebody off of the builders and just put them on lumberjack duty. But I won't need that for a little bit. And honestly, once I get the trees planted even, I can just take somebody out of the forester and have them start building. Or put them in the farmhouse, because I don't really need somebody chilling in the forester if all the trees are already planted in the area and nothing else is going on. And there's just a couple other small projects like stairs going up to these trees here. But it looks like we actually are... Oh yeah, we're clearing that out pretty quick. Do you need one more path? Let's see, that's not going to work. Sure, yeah, we can put a path there. And hopefully I remember to delete all these as we go. Otherwise I'm just going to have paths under the river. Which the beavers can actually walk underwater. I'll try to show you. I'll stay right here and we can zoom in on a little beaver as the daylight comes. Let me just go to 3 times here. And we have a drought coming in. So looking at our resources, oop, there's our first beaver, so let me pause it real quick. Looking at our resources, we have about 1,600 water, which is good. You're not connected. Okay, let's get you connected, I guess. Sorry. And just in case, let's just get all this connected. All right, so with all those connected, we should start to get water filling in that. We do still have plenty of water storage space. So I don't really want to delete these quite yet, just because it could be useful. But once we get the water level up to where we want it to, I don't have a need for this because we're going to be able to pump year-round, whether dry or wet season. And again, once the trees are done, we're going to get the builder huts out of here. But for right now, we are going to zoom in on our little beaver friend, and we're going to just go one time. So let's see, where's the button to get rid of? There's the water. So we're just swimming along. Oop, come on, get out of the ground. Oh, where did I go? What the heck just happened? Okay, so we're going to zoom in again. Maybe I won't play with the cameras. Just a little bit. Look at him. He's so cute. Just swimming around, chopping trees. And I like how they don't actually, they don't actually touch the ground. They just kind of float. There are so many beavers under here. What is that, like 10 beavers? There's not that many trees, guys. That also tells me that I don't have enough building things going on for them. But just you wait, guys. There will be more soon. And with that more, our explosives factory is done. So we already have 5 dynamite, which is great. Our first order of business, I think, with the dynamite is going to be just deepening this just a little bit. Probably just one layer all throughout. Or maybe even just this half, just to ensure that this field here never ever dies out. I don't need this for a water source, obviously, once I get the reservoir going. But I'm going to have a lot of farmland up here, so I want to make sure that doesn't dry out. And then once I get that, the next big thing that I'm going to do with dynamite is I'm going to get rid of some of these paths in here and just have little canals going through the center of the city. That will turn all of this area green, which means I can get, you know, some more farm area in here a little bit if I move things around. Or what have you, but just having extra water is never ever a bad thing. And then down here, I want to get power shafts going under some of these pathways, so I can start utilizing this area for buildings without having to go up and over, because I think that looks a little yucky. So if we just go underneath everything, we'll be able to hide stuff. And just checking resources on our Drought Defenders district, making sure we are good. So obviously we're low on logs, which is to be expected, but we do have 100 food and 100 water, which is what I have it set to. Go away, grilled potatoes. Cool. What are we waiting on? We're waiting on that. Why are we not building that first? Do we not have... No, we have planks and... Yeah, we have planks and logs, so that set of stairs should be getting built. Oh, because I don't have that set. Oops. So I forgot to set the platform to the high priority as well. So they were like, yeah, okay, guy, we can't reach the stairs, but if you want it built first, we'll just build other stuff. So I've definitely had it where they will build, like if something, say I had this high priority, if I have stairs going up, I've definitely seen it where they start building that as well, unless I just didn't have any building things going, which I guess is possible. But I usually try to have some pretty decent sized project going, so I'm not really sure, but all of this is gone, so that's good. While I am here and thinking of it, we're just going to get rid of the roads in here. I don't have a need for them. I will probably, I don't want to say never, but probably never have a need for them. Okay, and things are going well. Again, dry season is about 2 days away, so that's not a problem. But with our temple and our labor monument, we are going to be getting a buff to our working speed. So that's going to help us a lot, especially once we start doing some bigger projects in this area. Because obviously it's not going to affect the beavers in the Drought Defenders district because they don't get those buffs. So, stop moving so quick. So like they just don't have There's no labor monument. They don't have a temple, obviously, because there's not one built over here. But everybody over here has one, which means that they're going to be just that much more efficient while they work. And hopefully that means we can get things done a little bit quicker. But I do have big plans for these guys, so stay tuned for that. And that's probably going to be my next major project once I get my reservoir done. Because just a long-term, nearly endless source of water is pretty important, to be honest. So, and I've also even been thinking a little bit, I might want to, which this is going to be a much larger project than I probably am actually prepared for, but I might want to raise this up another 1 or 2 levels. But that is going to mean I'll have to probably, let's see. Yeah, so I'll have to get a dam like all the way around this, because once it goes over top of this, it's going to start flowing out. So yeah, maybe that's a ways away, because I won't have the resources to put a wall around all of this little peninsula. Is it a peninsula? The bay? I guess a bay is probably a better word. Either way, I'm not going to have wood for it for a very long time. And did I set this to be demolished? I don't think I did. Nope. Let's do that. Get rid of those trees. Cool. Because yeah, we're just trying to speed things up a little bit. And even with that, I think I might just go ahead and say, let's put a path over here. Let's go straight in like that. And I'm just going to have them get these trees as well, because these are birch trees, so there's only 1 log a piece, but hey, that's still going to wind up being quicker than waiting for trees to grow. For sure, so let's mark all of this. Plus then I can use this for, you know, buildable land at some point. And the more surface area you can practically build on, the better you're going to wind up doing in the long run. And this is a massive map. Most of the maps in this game are not that big. Small maps are definitely a lot more difficult just because you're much more limited with space and such. So you have to be a lot more practical, but as I said in my first video, I've never played this map beforehand, so I just figured it'd be a good one to try out. And so far it's been good. A lot of nice fun challenges. And I don't know if they couldn't reach that, so I'm just going to put a path and see what happens. Worst case, they're still sitting there and we'll figure it out. But yeah, a lot of birch trees around, so that's not bad. I really, really wish I could reach this stuff. But that's just not going to be practical for me, I don't think. Because I don't think if I put a pathway over to here and then up, I don't think they're even going to be able to reach that, to be honest. So, yeah, so I guess we're going to go ahead and shut down this builder's hut for right now, because it's not going to be able to build anything that I need it to build that this one can't. The main reason I had this one was just to extend this all the way over, because as you can see, the line on this one, I figured it'd probably be a little bit closer, but you know, I just wanted to make sure that we could build all the way out. Plus, having more beavers building on something like this is never a bad thing either. Alrighty, and we are up to 15 dynamite. So, in order to get things started, I was taking a look at this, so I'm going to go ahead and plop some stairs there and there. And once that's done, that should mean they'll definitely be able to get all of this and should be able to reach that as well. I don't know how far over this way they can reach, but we're just going to tell them to dynamite up the whole thing. Oop, I haven't unlocked it yet, so we're going to do that. I have 1200 science, and we are approaching the point in the game where science is becoming a little easier to get because I have so many scientists. So it's really just a matter of waiting just a little bit. And all of the major stuff I want, at least at the moment, is good. And if I really want to do this right, which I will once we get the dynamite, I will have to knock this bridge down so I can get dynamite underneath it and then immediately put up a 2-tier bridge. But seeing as all my beavers are over here and they live over here and all of the supplies are here, I think my best option is going to be probably deleting these water pumps once I get the reservoir built, put a platform over, delete the bridge, and do it that way. I'm not too worried about this bridge because this bridge is only really here to help this farmhouse get to the crops. Which, speaking of, it looks like this farmhouse is doing wonders because there are not really any fully grown crops. So I finally have the right amount of farmhouses, at least until I expand the farms, which is good. And let's set you to planting, I guess. This area, too, is probably a little bit large for just one farmhouse. So let's, yeah, let's just go ahead and put another one down, I guess. It won't do any harm. And then all of the other areas should be good for one farmhouse. I'm sure there is some kind of actual number of tiles that a given farmhouse can do. And it probably also depends on what you're planting in there, because I believe they have different maturity times. Let me check that. Yeah, 4 days, 6 days, and 10 days. So I'm sure it's different maturity times. So carrots are probably going to take a lot more, obviously, because they grow quicker. Whereas wheat, you know, it takes 10 days, so that's a very long time. Alrighty, and we hit the drought, so I'm just going to speed up and watch all of the beavers go to work. So we're at 3 times speed. Our drought is 9 days this time, so that is a little scary. I think what I might wind up doing, if I can, I'm going to go ahead, use a little bit of resources here. There we go. Use a little tiny bit of resources, put some stairs here, and just build like, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 water pumps right off the edge here and here. And that should be enough just as like an emergency, like, uh-oh, we need more water kind of situation. I'll probably have those going, and the 2 of them should be enough with the 2100 water that we have in order to keep things stable. And if absolutely necessary, I can always build more, but I don't think we necessarily need to do that at the moment. Okay, why are we not... Maybe let's mark this to a higher priority. Sure, let's do that. And since it's the drought, I can't put any trees down. Crap. Alright, well I guess we gotta wait 9 days before we do trees. Not the end of the world. Because this is going to be taking a lot of resources either way. So, doesn't really make too much of a difference if we wait another 9 days. Just kind of slows down the dam a little bit. And this one here should be built relatively quickly because it's just 1 layer. And it's a pretty small strip of land that we need to do. Let me just make sure. Yes, we can build on that. Cool. I was wondering if I had to build another builder's hut. But it does not look like we do. So yeah, things are going well. We have a lot of logs piling up. So where are... Okay, we only have 50 in there. Okay. Cool. So I have the maximum amount of beavers here. I think I might even... Let's see. I have no unemployed beavers in this district. That's unfortunate, because I was thinking about prioritizing this by haulers, so that way the wood winds up moving a little bit quicker. Might not be the end of the world, but it does look like they're starting to store some food in the warehouse, which is good, because again, we are in a food surplus. We're up at 1,400 food at the moment, and that number is only going to increase, because we're not increasing population. We are remaining stagnant at the 106. If a beaver dies, another one's just going to get born shortly. So it'll probably fluctuate, you know, within like 3 or 4 from where we are right now, but we're not going to wind up with 200 beavers in the next few days or anything. So the food we have is good. And then all of this area here, it could be farmland, and I could do something with dynamite, make a little river, and turn all of this into farmland as well. So I think I'm probably going to wind up doing that once we get things going. Make this the, you know, the food source for our little empire, and just have this be our city, where most of our population is. This is where our industry is, and yeah, just stuff like that. I like playing these games like that, just kind of separating and making it a little bit more realistic in terms of like how spread out a city is and how different towns or whatever, municipalities, if you will, interact with each other. In terms of, one brings in food, the other provides raw materials, stuff like that. So we're definitely going to wind up working on that. And while we are in the dry season, just kind of waiting on stuff to build, I've been hinting at my next really big project. And I do say really big because it's going to be massive. So if I pan the camera over here, you will notice this monstrosity right here. So what I was thinking, and I'm not sure how well it will work, but we're going to go for it anyway. If I can build a dam straight across here. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm going to probably build a dam straight across this way. This water is not going to fill up in here because it will eventually wind up just going out of the map, which is fine. Because the main thing I'm going to do is probably, and again, plan may change, so please don't hold me to anything, but probably put a little diversion in this river here. Have the water flow all the way across like an aqueduct style thing, I guess. And this can be a water basin for a next really large city. So yeah, I think that's probably the way I'm gonna go. And then there's the river down here, so I can build, some stuff down here as well. But I'm definitely liking that idea. The more I think about it, I know it's just gonna take forever, which is why I just want to get some more wood. And setting up this little tiny place is definitely going to help with that. And I guess, even though we're in a drought, I may as well just say, let's go ahead and just turn... I don't know how far you can reach. Oh, perfect. It's like I almost planned that. Cool. So we're just going to have you plant all of these that you possibly can as maples. And once the reservoir reaches a higher level, we'll be able to just maintain that. And I think, depending on how low the water level drops in a reservoir once we get it full, I might just put a little river over here with a dam on it, just to keep this area nice and green, and I might do the same thing over here in our farm area. Because now that we have dynamite, that's one of my favorite things to play with, is just creating little streams here and there that are going to just keep the area green throughout the year, while also providing for... a little bit of water, but not taken away from any of your main water source. Okay. And with not much else to do, I do have a lot of science points just kind of burning a hole in my pocket. So I think it might be time for me to invest in the underground warehouse. So I'm going to unlock that. Costs 1,000 science points, but this can store 4,000 items. So I have to find a good spot for it, because once I put it down, it's just gonna kind of live there, because it won't really make sense for me to keep on, replacing it. Like something like the small warehouses, those are only 200 of something. So provided it's not a purely food warehouse, I don't really mind just kind of knocking that down and, losing the 200 wood or whatever, depending on what I have going on. Plus, it's easier to get rid of. But with the large warehouse, it's going to be really, really difficult for us to, to move the storage, because that's, 4,000 of stuff is that's a lot of items. So I was thinking, and I don't know how practical it would be, because I've either been thinking on this island right here, but that's kind of far away from everything, because I don't have a direct path across, which I suppose I could build one, but I don't have a direct path across to the industry, and it's also far away from the farms. So that's probably a no-go for me on that, and it needs to be placed on the ground, so it's not something that I can platform up and just kind of make it work. The other option that I have, that I've kind of been looking at, would potentially be like over here. So I could have it like right up against this bridge here, because I'm not going to use this for anything else. And again, same kind of issue. It's going to be a little far away from some stuff, but if I put the storage here, I can put a hauling post, you know, maybe on the other side of the bridge over here, or even right here. And that'll be able to, you know, that should service this farm here, or these farms rather, up right here, as well as our industrial area. Oh, I forgot to turn the water pump off. Okay, well, it's a good thing we have a lot of food stored up, I guess. That's unfortunate. Because all of this food is going to dry up. The trees should be okay. Yeah, the trees are going to be fine. But whatever is not currently grown with the food is definitely going to die. So, hopefully that didn't screw us over. We do have all this food down here. At least, it's not much, but it should be enough to sustain us, you know, for the 4 to 6 days after the wet season starts back up, that we're going to be out of this main field. But I am upset that I missed that, because that was easily preventable. I just forgot about it. And we have our little beaver friend starting to go to town on these trees. So those are going to be ready in a, 14 days? 24 days. Okay. So, I don't know. We've probably done, what, 3-4 days on that. So that's going to be a little bit, but that's okay. We're not really in a rush. If things get built a little bit slower than what we want, that's not the end of the world. And we're still not cutting these trees down. Is that just because you can't reach it? It's because you can't reach it. Okay. So yeah, that's the edge of the district, so not a problem. I think if I put a road, we might be able to get like some of this stuff, but that's not really much wood, so hardly worth it. And what about over here? You can reach that, you're just not doing it. Okay. So very high priority on that. You're going to see all of our little beaver friends running on over and getting that. Cool. And we're sitting at 50 wood, so this is coming along nicely. Wow, I think we were somewhere around here with just the bottom layer at the start of the video. And we did the whole top layer over here for the most part, as well as this, which this is a deceptively decent amount of wood, because these are all 12 wood apiece, and this is pretty dense. So this little row here alone has 6 logs, or 6 levees, and then that's just going to expand. So we're doing pretty good for ourselves, especially considering that we had to spend some time building this. Cool stuff. So we got 1 day left. Everything is going swimmingly. We're only down to 1,400 water, which is fine. And 2,300 food. So yeah, things are good. The only thing I wish we could move faster was the logs. So what if I... So many logs? I have 450 logs in our main district. So, I'm just trying to think if it is worth it. I'm clicking all the wrong things. There we go. I'm just trying to think if it's worth it to put... Probably. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll give you a higher priority. Yeah. And I do also have all of our plank and most of our gear workshop shut down. So let's get some of those going as well. I don't want to do too many because I will need the wood. And once we open up the farmland over here and get more trees out of it, then we can start expanding. And some of this will turn green as well with the water level rising. But I think that's kind of out of the reach of both of our districts, so that's not super helpful. But yeah, you can already see they're putting logs in here, and we're going to say prioritize building by haulers. And that's going to ensure that the logs wind up going in here. Granted, that will mean that there is a longer walk for all of them from, say, over here to over here. But I think that will improve efficiency, I hope. And our drought is over. Cool. But yeah, so hopefully that improves efficiency of bringing logs over. I'm trying to keep the trips as short as possible. Oh yeah, look at all that wood going in there. Oh, here comes another batch. We're gonna watch this. Hold up, this beaver is 85 years old. What are you doing carrying logs? You should be in a retirement home somewhere. Good for you. Anyway, we're gonna just watch. Look at all these beavers just walking with logs on them, throwing them in there. Where are we going next? Slow it down a little bit. Oh, are we going to get water? Yeah, those... For an 85-year-old beaver, I don't know the lifespan of a beaver, but I'm assuming it's probably not 85 years. Oh, and now they're just transporting water up here, it looks like. Cool. And do I even have any water? I don't have any water now. So this might be something as well that is worthwhile doing. I could potentially just put... No, because that's all going to get flooded. So yeah, this should just wind up filling up as we go. I could always prioritize it if I need to, just to get some extra water in there. But yeah, things are going good. So this is almost done. Certainly by the end of next episode, this is going to be done, and we should get started on this. I might potentially wind up just fast forwarding a little bit in between episodes and getting this done, so we're not watching the same thing. And you, I don't think, can be reached. So let's just set that to the high priority real quick, because I don't want to have to destroy anything. Oh, they can walk around. I'm dumb. Okay. So yeah, we have been going for a bit, so I'm going to call the episode here, and let's pick a beaver to watch. Let's see. I would try to find the 85-year-old beaver again, but we're not going to find that one, because I don't remember the name, so that's going to make it a little more difficult, but we are going to watch this little beaver carry wood. Yes, let's watch from here. So yeah, thank you again, everybody, for watching, and again, thank you for helping me hit, or helping one of my videos rather hit 100 views. That's still absolutely nuts. I checked it when I got home today, and I can't really fathom that amount of people just wanting to click and see what I'm doing. So thank you so much. It's really appreciated. If you like the video, drop a like. If you are liking what I'm doing here, think about subscribing. Both of those just really let me know that you guys like what I'm doing. Leave comments down below as well. If you have any suggestions on anything, video quality, gameplay, you just want to stop by and say hi. I want, more comments would be fantastic, because I like interacting with you guys, and I like learning stuff about games and people. So yeah, so I hope all of you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are at, and as always, remember to do something kind.